Okay, let's exit out and take care of this database. So I'm going to just first thing first, I do have some component that I have to install. Go right up here. I'm going to start with Java. Let's say import Java dot SQL dot connection, and that is one there. Now the next one is going to be the drivers. So let's grab all of these, come down here and just say dot driver manager. There we go. What is java.sql dot prepared statement. Okay, enter another semicolon. Then I also need that of the result. Import java.results sets. Yep, I'm going to also need the results set data meta as well. Dot results set data meta. What else do I need? Let's get, I think I do have that of the table. Let's say import Java string this time around. Java string, I have that. Where is that of the table? It's not there, so I'm gonna grab this. Come down here. Dot JTable. I'm gonna need that for. Okay. Come on. There we go. And what else do we need right now? String dot table default. Table dot default. There we go. Right. Almost there, guys. We also need to import java.sql dot SQL exception. All right. Okay, let's import that of the text. Let's say import. I'm going to get rid of this. That will be Java dot text. The text dot, that will be date format. Okay, I've got that in place. Let me import the message format as well. Dot message format. There. Okay, what about simple data format? Dot simple data format. Okay, and what else I'm going to need? What else do I need? What about vector? All right, let's say Java. I think I may have imported it all. Java.utility dot vector. All done, guys. So take a good look at all of the libraries that I've imported. There, you need that. If you guys notice, there seems to be like yellow lines underneath them just because I haven't used any of those libraries. And the other ones that I've used, look at it, there's no yellow lines under them and there's no light bulbs there. Okay, so that's fine. All right, and right underneath here, right underneath the name of your project, MySQL Screw Management System. Okay, I'm going to do one thing. Let's get the following. I'm going to say private. Let's go for static final string, and this is going to be username, and this username is going to be root. That's for my database. Come out here and just enter semicolon. Right, that's one down. I'm going to grab all of these, just copy and paste and paste one more. Now the next one is going to be for my password. My password is 12345. That's easy. 12345, done. And the database, okay, I haven't created a database yet, but the one I use for Excel, I think I call that school, so I'm going to enter that for now. Then we'll create a database together. Well, we can just give that a name. That's JDBC MySQL column double / localhost and column. I think this is right, 3306. I believe, I think it's right. Slash, what will be the name? What should I call it? I'm going to say school. Let's say schools with an S, and then start semicolon there. Yeah, I thought as much. Is this right? Let's see. Rename the field. So here, I need to rename this. That's why. That should be called data. I'm going to call it data connect. Yeah, that is fine. So the error is gone. Oh, now, so let's do one thing. Let's say connection. That would be SQL con equals none. And the prefer statement is very one. Where is it? I think I must have imported that. That is it right there. The prefer statement, and now I'm going to get the result as well. The prefer statement, that I'm just going to call that PST equals nothing for now. Then the result set, I'm going to say equals RS, and that will be nothing as well. There we go. And I will also declare the following. Let's say int q, comma I, comma id, comma, and if I need any other one, I might have to enter those. Okay, those two is enough. There's three. I mean, let me create one more just for my, just in case. I may not have to include delete function, but because I don't have a button for that, I can always delete it anyway. Okay, now let's come underneath here. I want to now create a function. So right underneath here, I'm going to create a public function. So let's say public void. Let's say upload database. Let's say upload or upload database. I'm just going to call that DB, and we have parentheses there. Let's get the curly braces there. So that's the name of my function. Upload DB, upload database. Now let's use try catch try if there's any error. So just grab any error. We have an error just because I need to enter the cache there. So let me enter my cache statement underneath here. So there's a cache, curly braces, and what would that be? Let's say the cache is going to be exception ex, and the statement, my cache statement, I can use, let's say, I can use this, copy that, come right down here and just paste it there. J option plain dot show message where's message? So let's type that out. Message dialog, and that is, let's say, no, and what is going to be the message? Let the system generate that message ex. Okay, that is for my error handler. What we then want to do is to put together the function that will actually call my database. So let's say class dot for name, and that is going to be, first of all let's get the driver com dot MySQL dot JTBC dot driver, enter semicolon here. Now the next thing is SQL con, which is one of the variable I have up there, equals driver name or driver manager. I do have my driver manager right there, look at it, driver manager. Let's paste that here, and the driver manager is going to be dot get components, connections I mean, and the connection in this case is going to be my database username and password. Let's see the arrangement. Okay, so let's go for username. We already have username. You can say password, comma, and the data, I think I call it data connect also, data something like that, enter semicolon there. So better check that out. That is correct. Now the result, the variable for that is rs equals prepare statement dot execute query. That's it. Then what about result? The result method. I've imported that, I believe. There it's imported. Come right down here. Result metadata, that I'm going to give that one st data. Okay, that's fine. Equals rs.get metadata. There we go, right there. Enter semicolon there. Good, it's looking good, no error so far. Now what about the queue that I enter up here? Queue, let's say queue now. Queue equals stdata dot gets, that should be dot get column count dot get column count. There we go. Now all of that is taken care of. We now need to add all of these straight in onto the table. So first of all, I should have a default imported, a default there we go, default table mode there. This very one, I'm going to grab it, come right down here inside my function here, and okay, default table mode. So let's give that a name. We're going to call that record table, something like that. Record table equals default table mode, and my table, I didn't really change the name, so it's going to be, that's not the spelling, it's going to be table 1 dot get mode dot get model there. And now record table, the object is, let's say, dot set row count. This one, row count, that will be 0 though. Yeah, okay, that is fine, no errors. I'm going to save that. Now let's use an iteration. Let's say rs dot next. Okay, yrs. Now this is where the vector comes in handy. Vector, let's say column data, that is equals new vector there. All right, let's use a for loop for I equals 1. I less than and equals to q, that's the data that I have in there. I would then say I plus plus to increment that. Now there we go. Now what I then need is the name of every single data I have in here. I'm going to have to keep making reference here just to make sure I remember. But before then, we're going to say column data, the column data dot add. And what are we adding? We're adding into result set dot get the string, and that is going to be as follows. The next one should be student ID. Okay, copy all of these again, come right down here. This will be my student ID. Student ID here. Yeah, that's student ID, and this is going to be first name, surname, I'm going to go for next, address, gender, and so on. Copy that, paste that underneath here. Okay, here will be address. gender, date of birth, mobile number, then let's see, I think email. All right, email, I have an email here. All right, that's fine. Okay, let's see the guidance details. Okay, we have that up to email, that's 6. So I'm going to copy 6 of those. That is 2, 3, 4. Okay, we delete that. We delete those 2. Come down here, paste, and let's get rid of 1, 2. No, date of birth and gender. Now, that is it for the guidance. Okay, this will become guidance. Yeah, every other thing is correct. Okay, so okay, all of these other ones here, I'm going to enter a G to them so that we know that those are for the guidance. And there's one more that's supposed to be the, let's come down here, just paste that. That would be for course code. There we go. All right, so let's see. That's all there is to that. Okay, I'm going to add one more role here. Yeah, so I'm going to add one more. So let's come in here. That would be the, where is it, model here. I've just called that ID so that we can count how many records we have in there. Let's come down here and insert, and that will just be ID. And this very ID, we'll move that up and that become number 1. Okay, there. All right, if maybe I might change my mind, but for now let's leave it like that. Okay, then that is taken care of. Okay, so right underneath here, let's come down here. Yeah, right underneath there, I'm going to call the record table there. That is going to be dot add row. And the row that we're adding, that's meant to be column. Yeah, column data there. Okay, that's fine. So this is how my database is going to look like. So I'm going to save this and let's open up the database. There we go. That's our database in there, and let's log in. That is meant to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click on open. There we go, and here it comes. Right. Okay guys, I seems to already have one schools there, but there's nothing inside it. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just gonna drop that. Let's delete it. There. Now let's create a fresh new one. Okay, I'm going to come in here because I call my database. If you guys look at my codes here, let's see, where is it? I call it schools, and let's even change this to uppercase. I think, yeah, school right down. Where is it? Schools. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's called. Okay, so let's create a fresh new one. Come back in here and go to the schema there. Click on schema, schools, and let's click on apply. There we go, and click on apply again. Finish. Now we officially have a database called schools. Click inside it, there's nothing in it, and right click on the table, click on create table, and there. So that's the name of my database. The table itself is going to be called schools. You see this double head arrow? Drop it down. And now let's start work with the very first field. That's going to be ID. The purpose of this ID is just to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on to give you the number of students. So it's totally different from the student ID. So I'm going to leave that as integer. And that's going to be primary key. It's going to be a unique value, and it's also going to be an incremented value itself. That is it. No, not that. This one. I think that, yeah, that's it. Auto increment. That is it. So here, that will be student ID. Then underneath here, first name, surname. What else do we have? Address. And here that is going to be gender. And the student ID, I'm going to make that is going to be numeric value as well, and it's going to be unique. So let's change that to integer. All right. And underneath that is going to be date of birth, I believe. Date of birth. Then we do have dates here. So okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. You can change yours to date. And what else do we want? Mobile number. That's going to be numbers. Let's change that to numbers. Yeah, let's change this to dates. Let's see. There's no harm in trying. If it doesn't work, we change it. Okay, now let's come in here. What else do we want? Email. Email. For the 5 characters, let's make that maybe about 100. There, come down here. The next one is the parental details here. So that is going to be the guidance. Okay, press enter. Next, that is going to be, I call that G first name. G first. Guardian first name. Guardian surname. There we go. Surname. Is that an N or what? Yeah. Okay. Now, guardian's address. Do we have the address? G address. And then guardian's mobile or telephone number. Mobile number. Then email. Guardian's email. And finally, I'm going to enter the course code as well. No, is it course code? Okay, course code. There, that's my database created. So let's come down here. We need to save that. Click on apply. There we go. Apply. And that is it. It's created. Finish. Alright, we're going to come back here and verify what we might need. Minimize that. Okay, let's take care of there's one more button here. Okay, let's take care of this. There we go. There. Alright. Now what we need to do is let's start by using try catch, and maybe let's just take a shortcut. I'm going to copy this here. Let's go right here to the function. Where's the function? Grab this. Okay, up to here. Yeah. Okay, grab that. And let's go back in here. Double click on that very button. Paste that in here. There. We need to cover that up. And we're going to need cache. And that is going to be, so I'm going to call that let's say class. Try that again. Class not found exception ex. So in that case we say Java utility. Okay, that would be login logger get logger. Yeah, get logger. And in there, that is going to be the name of my package. And the name of my package is, let's go check out the name. It's actually student database. No, school management system. School management system. School management system dot class dot get name. Okay, so dot log. And okay, if I say dot log, let's open up a bracket there, and in there we need to say Java dot utility dot login dot level I think dot level. Okay, and let's just press enter for it now from here. Say no comma ex. Right, that's meant to be double L, and here there should be a comma there really. All right, and so let's see. Now let's correct this. Why do I have this error? Okay, let's see. Close that. Now let's check out the name. Let's go back right up there. Yeah, I am right with the name. Oh, uppercase. Ouch. Copy that. That was meant to be an uppercase. Paste that in here. Okay, I'm going to need another cache statement in there just to take care of that very error, but I've then changed this to SQL, and there we go, the error is gone. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I might as well just let's bring this down here so that you guys can see the whole lines of codes. So those are my exception statement there. Repeat the same thing for this. Now all those errors are gone. Okay, now let's go back in here. I will now have to add all of my components here. So right inside the try cache here. But first and first, prepare a statement that is going to be equals SQL con and SQL con dot. No, that should be a dot. Dot prepare statement, and the statement will include, let's say, insert into schools the following. So that's going to be student ID, comma first name, comma surname, comma address, comma what else do we have of the student? We have address, gender. Okay, gender and comma. I'm going to press enter. Then we have, after gender, we do have date of birth, DOB, comma, mobile, comma, email. There we go. But it's not finished. We have what about the parents details, comma, no, it's called guidance, then comma, first name, and so on. We have first name there. Then what else do we have? Mobile and email, and finally course code. All right, now we then need to set the value. Close that up. Maybe come down here, value. That will be, I think in total I have about 15. Yeah, so it's no, question 1. I have 15 of those, so 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, and close there. I think that is it. And finally, what we then need to do is, you see the prepare statement here, we now need to use that to grab each individual component's name. So prepare statement variable dot set string, and the very first one, that is going to be number 1, and number 1 is the student ID, because the other one is going to be generated automatically anyway. So we say student ID, st student, txt student ID. That's the very first one. Dot get text. There, that's number 1, and number 2 is surname. So paste this in there. We have 3 there. 6, 9, 12, 15, correct. And this is first name. First name, that is 2, 3, 4 here. 5, 6. So first name, surname, address, after the address we have gender. Gender is JCBO, CBO, and that is supposed to be get. Okay, we'll come back to that. So let's change everything here. So that is number 5 is going to be string. A string. Okay, and the string is gender dot get selected as a selected item. All right, and close that out. There we go. That's for gender. Now the next one is date of birth. Change this one to DOB. DOB. And here is email. Email. There we go. We're missing out on mobile phone, so this is going to change this to mobile. This is fine. Now change this to mobile, and this is email. Okay, that takes care of that. In the case of gender guidance, I'm just going to get hold of all of this up to email. Copy all of that, and I'm going to delete all of this. This is going to be, oh, that is, okay, paste that and grab this up here, cut that off, delete this, paste this here, and this is guiding. Yeah, and all of these do have a G. Get rid of this, that has a G as well. There. And let's change the numbers. This will be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and with the ID that will be 15. Okay, that's fine. All right, that is it, done. So let's get it executed. So we now come down here, st dot execute update. execute updates. Then what about message box? Maybe it's just a message box. J option plain dot show message dialog. So I can just say this student added. Okay, student record added, or school record updated. School record updated. Right, enter. Quote in there, and that should take care of that. And what is? See the upload DB. Call that in here. Now I'm also going to call this upload DB inside my form load, so I might as well copy it. Have a good look at these lines of codes. It's all taken care of now for the add. So let's click on that. I'm going to click on my form, right click on the form, event, form activate. Okay, window activate. Okay, event window activate. Click on that. Inside the window activate, just paste that in there. Boom, that is it. Done. Save that. Okay guys, so let's try it out now since I've called this here. But before that, I'm just going to kind of like glance through to make sure there is no error so far. I have all my prepared statement in place. I don't think I've called this in my upload DB. I'm going to copy that, come right here. That's strange. So that is the reset. That's for the reset there, and the exit, and that is my, yeah, I knew that. I didn't call that here. Let's say prepare statement here, and the statement is going to be select from. Select all from schools. Okay, let's close that. All right. And what else? I think that might be all. No, that's not all. Look at here. That should be one semicolon, and that should be one column, not two. Okay, I'm also going to delete these two variables. I'm not going to be using them, so I don't think I'm going to have time to do that. So now I think that is all, but let's come right down here, the add new. Let's go into add new. This one is the update. Come right down here. I just need to verify one thing, because in total I notice I haven't added this. In total there's supposed to be 15 here, so let's add one more. So that will be 15. I also need to add this very one, the course code. So right, let's see, yeah, I'm in the right place. So I'm gonna copy all of this. I just paste that underneath there and change the details of this to the course code. So that is going to be course code, and this will be 15 there. Okay, I think it's looking good now. So have a good look at the add new. There we go. All right, let's save that. Now let's go to my database. I'm going to carry out actually two changes here. You see where I have date. You can leave yours as date, no problem. I'm just going to change mine to varchar, because you must enter the correct format of date. And mobile phone, I'm going to change that to varchar as well. Whatever, that's fine. So let's save that. There we go. So those are the little corrections that I have to make. So I'm going to now try the whole system out. Okay, so let's run it and see. Run. We still, of course, we still have one more thing to do. But let's just run it now. All right, no error so far. So let's start by entering student details. There's nothing here. So student ID, and the name is, let's say, is Paul Parker. And Parker live at number 1 Guards County. Parker is male. Copy that. We'll use that for something else. 12. Let's say 0519997. And telephone number. And email. So Parker is going to be, let's say, pparker@gmail.com. Guidance, dad, and that is Joe Parker. And address, telephone number, and email. So let's grab that, and that to be J Parker. There we go. Alright, so here what I want to achieve is, if I click on any of these, I want it to populate all of the information there. But since I can't do that now, I'm just going to make up my own entry in there. Those are all the data that I intend to store. So I'm now going to click on add. There we go. Look at that. That shows it's working. There. Now let's come in here. That is it, guys. I'm very pleased with that. So now let's go straight into my database. And let's come in here, SQL database table, and right here. There we go, guys. Look at that. So the system is working fine. Minimize that. So what I'm going to do is I want to create some or add some lines of code to this. When we select any of the course, it should just populate the whole interface. Alright, so with that, I'm going to call it the end of the third part of this tutorial. See you guys shortly.